Hi, and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and today I have 3 bee DIYs for you today. I hope you enjoy them. For those who have subscribed to me already, thank you so much. If you have not, I'd really appreciate you to hit that like button and subscribe so my YouTube channel can grow. Today I have 3 of them for you. 2 of them I did in a different camera angle. Let me know if it's good, bad, don't like it. I'm just trying to figure out better ways. The third one I went back to my original view. I think that's it. There really wasn't much today. I hope you enjoy them. Please comment. I love your guys' comments. I love reading them. I don't always respond to them right away, but I do read them. I really love hearing from everybody, so if you could please do that, and remember to give me a thumbs up. And I want to thank everybody again for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy today's crafts. Thanks. DIY number 1. We're going to start this project with that pinwheel from Dollar Tree, and this yarn I got from Dollar Tree as well, the black and the yellow. We're going to take it and we're going to wrap the yellow along every other spoke, and then we're going to take the black and do the same. I do secure each knot at each end of the spoke with hot glue just to help secure it a little better, but we're just going to wrap that all the way around each spoke, alternating the black and the yellow. And sorry, that's a little bit out of frame, but you get the picture. But here we are. Now we're going to do the black. I already did that. And like I said, it's going to be every other. And this is what it'll look like at the end. And again, like I said, I used hot glue on both ends of the knots just to help secure it. Then we're going to take that white yarn from Dollar Tree and we're going to wrap it around the outside just like we did the spokes. And this is what it should look like when it's all done. And then I'm going to take that board from Dollar Tree. You get like a pack of them, like a pack of 6 or something. And I'm going to paint that white in my apple barrel. And then I'm going to take yellow from apple barrel and this like honeycomb stencil. And I'm going to stencil the bottom corner and one of the top corners with it. The first time I did this one right here, it did bleed a little bit. So eventually I did it off camera, but I just painted it white and then redid it. So be careful with the amount of paint that you put on your sponge. You'll see that it bled a little. But I fix it. This one turned out better, but there you go. You can actually tell this is where I fixed it. I already fixed it. And then I'm going to take these letters that I got off of Amazon, and I painted them in my black from Apple Barrel. And it says, "Be kind." And I'm going to take my wood glue from Dollar Tree, and we are going to put those on the sign. Glue those on the sign. Once we get that, I'm going to take my pencil and that middle spoke right there, I'm going to put 2 holes on either side of it, and I'm just going to mark it with my pencil. And I'm going to do that on both sides of that sign. And then I got like a little hand drill. I can just, because the wood's very soft, it's very easy to drill through. So I just used my hand drill, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. I got this off of Amazon. It was actually a Christmas gift, but it was on my wish list, so that's how I know it came from Amazon. But I love this tool. It works great. I use it a lot. But I'm going to take that little drill and then drill 2 holes on each side. Once I get those drilled, it was very quick and easy. It wasn't hard at all. I'm going to take some jute. Oh, okay, sorry. Never mind. I'm going to take my wax and kind of dirty it up a little bit, kind of rustic it up. It's a little too bright for me and my decor. If you don't like doing this, you don't have to. Okay, once I get that, now I'm going to take my jute and I'm going to string it through those holes. I thought about using zip ties, but I thought they would be ugly, so I decided to use jute instead, and I think it turned out much better. I liked the way it looked. And I do that on both ends, and I'm just taking masking tape and putting it on the end of that jute to help me string it through those holes. I guess I'm going to show you all of that. Didn't realize I left all that in there. And I'm going to twist it some more because it didn't fit. There we go. Just kind of like sewing. And then once I get that, I'm going to take it and connect it to our little wood wheel, or wheel. I don't even know what you call that thing, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just going to tie that on there, and then I'm also going to use hot glue as well. So I'm just going to flip that over, and we're just going to like double knot that. And then I take hot glue and put a bunch of hot glue on that and along the little spoke and the wood together to help secure it better. And that thing is pretty secure. I'm telling you, that thing is not going nowhere. So once I get that knotted, this is where I'll take my hot glue, and I just pile a bunch of hot glue right on that knot on both of them, and then you'll see me run it down the length of the spoke just to help secure it a little better, give it something more stable to hold on to. And then I'm going to cut off that extra jute. And then we will, well, that's what we have so far. Okay. Then I'm going to take this fern that I got from Dollar Tree, and I took 3 leaves and put them on each side and just tied them together with jute. I do this a lot with my greenery. I think it helps hold better. It also gives something for the hot glue to hold on to. I think this is the best way to do it, but what I'm going to do first is that I'm also going to take some jute and tie it onto that, and then again take hot glue and secure it that way as well. And I think I wrapped it and knotted it too, just to make sure it's secure. And I'll cut off that extra jute later. And then I'll flip it back over, and then this is where I'll use my hot glue. And 2 of those leaves on either side, I don't know if I do that yet or not. I think I do. I do secure 2 of them down, or 1 on each side. And there is a reason for this, and you'll understand why in a little bit. But I do secure that one and then the other one on the other side down. But there is a reason for that madness, and you'll understand it. I have a reason on why I want those 2 on either side tacked down. Once I get those, I'm going to take these sunflowers from Dollar Tree, and I cut off the wire. And just FYI, save the wire you cut off, because I'm actually going to use that in another project in this video. So I'm going to take those flowers, and this is why I tacked down that fern, because I'm going to put the sunflowers at the end of each spoke, but I'm only going to go up so far. Like, I think I only did like 7 of them. That way I didn't have to go all the way around, and besides, some of them you wouldn't have seen anyways because the leaves would have covered it. So once I get those tacked down, eventually, see, I just stick it right on the tip of that fern on either side. Alright, I believe we're going to set that aside for now, and we're going to create a bow. And this is what we have so far. And I'm not really good with my bow banking. The best I could do with bows is either make an awareness ribbon or just hot glue the 2 ends together and pinch them together in the middle. But that ribbon and the yellow ribbon I got from Hobby Lobby. Believe it or not, it was 99 cents. They were on sale. Oh, it was a big find. I don't usually find deals. I'm so horrible with those things. Like, I always miss them. I always hear about other people finding them. But thanks to my bestie, she knew about the sale and we went to Hobby Lobby and I was able to get some ribbon. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do that for all of them. I'm just going to put them in awareness ribbon and then pinch them in the middle and use jute to tie them together. And this is what you get. And I'm sorry I didn't show it all, because it's best not to watch me make a bow, because it's just horrible. You definitely would not learn to make a bow from me. So, but I know there's a lot of crafters out there that are really good, and you can YouTube it very easily. And that's what I recommend. And I even try it. I've watched people, and I don't know. Bows are a challenge. But I think I'm getting better. I mean, even my awareness ribbon bows are getting better. So, but that's what we have so far. And I'm going to floof my bow up there for a minute. And, oh, I did ducktail them. I forgot I did do that. And we're not done yet, even though that's what we have so far. But when we went to Hobby Lobby, me and my bestie, she pointed these out to me, and I thought they were so cute. They were a little higher price than I would normally spend, but they were adorable, and I couldn't pass them up. So I'm going to take 2 of them, and I'm going to put one in the corner, kind of corner of that sign, in between 2 of the spokes. And I'm sorry that got a little out of frame. I didn't realize I was out of frame, but there you go. That's where I'm going to hot glue it. I'm just going to tack a bunch of hot glue there and stick that one right there. And then I'm going to take another one and stick it in the middle of my bow. And I believe that's it for this project. You definitely have to let me know what you guys think of this one in the comment box below. I actually love this one. I think this is my favorite one in the out of the 3 that I made. And I love those bumblebees. They're so cute. I'm glad I bought them, even though they were a little pricey. Even with them on sale, like a certain percentage off, they was still. But they were cute, and I think they're worth it. So every once in a while, treat yourself to something. But that is it for this project. I didn't add a hanger because you can kind of use the ring as a hanger. It's easy to hook up. So that is it for this project. Please comment on it and let me know what you think. And that puts us on to DIY number 2. 4 of those wooden blocks that you can get from Dollar Tree, they come in a pack of 3. And the first thing I'm going to do is take some wood glue and hot glue, and I'm going to stack them onto each other, like 2 and 2. And why I put a dot on all of them, I didn't need to. You only really need to put glue on 2 of them. I don't know what I was thinking. Major brain fart, I guess. I don't know. But it was late too when I was doing this, so. But yeah, just stack them on top of each other. So we're going to have a set of 2. And then I'm going to take eventually here. I am going to paint them, I promise. I'm going to take my yellow from Apple Barrel and paint both of them. I've actually originally started this project with the dice, but I didn't like the way it was looking. I thought it looked corny. So I ditched the dice and went for the blocks, and they turned out so much better. So I'm going to take my black from Apple Barrel, and I'm just going to freehand some stripes on. If you want straighter stripes, you can always use tape, but I didn't care if they were even or not. I like the little bit of the imperfection that came with it. So I put 2 stripes on each of them, because pretty much what I do to one, I do to the other. And I think I only show me really working on one. And I guess I'm going to show you me painting all the stripes on. And I was actually going kind of slow. I mean, this is pretty sped up, believe it or not. I went really slow on it. Even though I didn't care if it was even, I still did try to make it even. But I wasn't being too OCD about it, I guess is the right word or term for it. And like again, I did that pretty fast, or pretty slow. So and then I'm going to take these little wood pieces from Dollar Tree. I think either I got them from Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, I can't remember. But I'm going to paint them black. They're going to be the base of our little bumblebees. And again, I'm going to take some wood glue and hot glue so we get that permanent hold and the immediate hold. And I'm just going to set those on top. I mean, they stand up pretty good on their own, but I don't know, it gave it a little bit more, I like the way it looked. It kind of gave it more, a little bit more dimension to it. So, our little bumblebee. But that's what we get. So far, so good. So cute. And then, I found these, I don't know where I got these beads at. I probably got them from Dollar Tree. I get like a lot of my stuff from Dollar Tree. But they're colored, and they're like flat, round beads. But I just painted them in my black from Apple Barrel. I think I show you guys what I used. Yeah, it's these. I think I got them from Dollar Tree, I'm pretty sure. But they're little flat round beads, so I think they'd be perfect for the eyes. So I'm just going to take some hot glue and glue eyes on our little bumblebees. And I should have used tweezers. I actually had a little trouble gripping those. I gotta find my tweezers anyways. I'm sure we have like 10 pairs around this house somewhere. But once I get those on, I'm going to take the tip of a brush in my white by Apple Barrel and put little white dots in their eyes. And again, what I do to one bumblebee, I do to the other bumblebee. Okay, once I get my eyes, I'm going to take this very, very, very fine tip brush, and I am going to give my bumblebee eyebrows and eyelashes. Now, you can see the eyebrows, but you can't really see the eyelashes. I think you can see them in the final reveal, but I think they're kind of hard to see when I show you. I don't know if you can really see them or not, but it came out really cute. You can kind of see them, but I think you can see them more in the final reveal. And then I'm going to take my Apple Barrel Fuchsia, and I'm going to put a little bit down, and we're going to make little cheeks, rosy cheeks for our bumblebees. And I just use my pinky finger and just kind of tap it into the paint and dab it off a little bit, and just kind of push it onto the bumblebee, kind of rub it in there. Give it little cheekies. And that's what they look like. That's so cute. Oh, you can see a little bit of the eyelash in that one. Then I'm going to take my drill, my little hand drill, and I'm going to drill 2 holes on the top of each of those. I'm going to mark where I want them, of course, first, so I don't drill wrong. But again, those blocks are very soft. It was very easy, and of course I didn't go all the way down. I just wanted to go a little bit, because those wires that came off those sunflowers from the first project, I painted those in black with Apple Barrel, and that's what we're going to use for our antennas. So sometimes saving pieces and parts actually work out. Of course, again, what I do to one, I do to the other. And as you see, that was very fast drilling. Like this, I didn't really speed this one up as much, but it was really quick. And I didn't go all the way down, just enough to stick those little wires in. Okay, I guess I'm going to show it all to you. Okay, once I get those, that's when I'm going to pick up those little wires. I already painted them in black. I didn't think you needed me to see them paint them. But I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to curl the end. And I don't show it, but I'm just going to stick them in there. But I do take some hot glue and kind of stick it on the end of the wire and then stick it into the wood so that they don't fall out. And one of them I had to trim down because they were a little long. I didn't like how I twisted that one. I had to twist it another way. But again, I do use hot glue. I don't show it, but I do use the hot glue to secure those. And again, what I do to one, I do to the other. We're making twins here. So cute. I love how these turned out. Okay, those hearts I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take some masking tape and I'm going to cover the back of the hole. And then I'm going to take the spackling and fill it. The tape holds the spackling in so it doesn't push out and push through. I think it just helps it helps. So I just leave the masking tape on there. I never take it off. But I fill those, and then of course I clean them up and sand them. Once I get those all done, and then I do take my black and I paint them with the apple barrel black. And then once I get those done, I'm going to take, that is a white paint marker. It's acrylic. I think I got it off of Amazon. And I'm going to do like little squirrely lines and dots. And I'm going to do that to all 4 of the hearts to help give them some dimension and help them stand out a little bit. I wasn't sure if I should did the hearts in the black or the white, but I ended up doing them in the black, and they did end up turning out really good. So I'm actually quite happy with them. But once we get those painted and marked, I'm going to glue them to the back of our bumblebees. They're going to be the wings for our bumblebees. And I'm going to position them, and then I'm going to take a pencil and kind of mark it so I know where to put the hot glue. I don't know if I used wood glue. I can't remember if I did or didn't. I think I just used hot glue on these. Yep, just hot glue. And then of course what I do to this one, I do to the other. So our little bumblebees will have wings, they can fly. And that's what we have so far. Now I'm going to take this ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I scrunched it in the middle and tied it off with jute, and I'm going to put that on one of the bumblebees. And then I took some baker's twine that I got from Dollar Tree. It's pink and white. I just made a shoestring bow, and I'm going to attach that also with hot glue to the top of that bumblebee. There's my little shoestring bow. And I'm just going to tack that down again with hot glue without trying to burn my finger in the process. Because we all know that happens a lot in crafting. Even with all the stuff you can use. I just used the pencil. Help push it in there. But there's our little girl bumblebee. And I'm going to cut off some of the extra baker's twine there. Trim it up a little bit, and there's our little girl bumblebee. She's so cute. I just love her. And then the other one, I'm going to take some of this ribbon, which I have no idea where I got it from. I just had it in my stash like forever. And we're going to wrap it around the neck of this one, which I probably should have done before I put the wings on, but oh well. It still worked out. There was still a little gap in there that I was able to pull the ribbon through. So, but I just make another little shoestring bow, just tie it on there, and I think I do tack it down to make sure it stays with hot glue. But it turned out so cute. These are so adorable. You're going to have to let me know what you think in the description box below. Again, I love hearing your comments and what you guys think. I do read all of them, but I don't get to them all right away. So, but there's our little boy. And now we're on to DIY number 3. I take some cardboard that I got from an Amazon box I had, and I'm going to take a popsicle stick, and I just using it as a template because I want more of the rounded curve. We're going to make a little bumblebee hive. So, I know it's hard to see. But sorry, that is my corgi, Ollie. But I'm just kind of using it, and I'm just going up smaller and smaller. It's mostly the rounded end of the popsicle stick that I was wanting. As you can see, I kind of maneuver it. I do take a marker and darken it up so you can see it. So you'll have more of an understanding of what I did. but it helped me with my straight lines and the curves of the bumblebee hive. And you don't really need to draw the lines in the middle, because I'm going to end up ripping that apart. So you'll see what I mean here in a minute. I don't know why I drew the lines. I guess I wanted to finish it up, but it's the corrugated part of the box that I'm wanting the most. So once I get that cut out, and I'm going to show you. But once I get that cut out, I spray it down with water, and I take that top layer of that box off, so I can get that corrugated edging. And I just peel that off, and if it gets stuck like it did right there, I just took more water and it came right off. I mean, the hardest trouble I had was just getting my nails in there. It's a girl struggle, what can you say? But once I got it started, it just peeled right off. See? Very easy. It just came off in little pieces, and that was it. And then we're going to, once I get done fussing with that, I'm just cleaning it up a little bit, but that's what we get. Okay, I'm going to take the 12 by 12 board that you can get from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint that in my apple barrel white. And I only did one coat because I wanted some of that wood grain to show through. But once we get that, I'm going to set that aside to dry. And we're going to take back our honeybee, and we're going to paint it in that yellow from Apple Barrel. I kind of go back and forth in this project. You're going to see a lot of flip-flopping in this project, because I have to set things back to dry, and then I go back onto another thing. And but the first thing I'm going to do is just paint that all yellow. I'm just kind of dabbing it. And then I'm going to take this pumpkin color, and we're going to add that to it. I kind of go back and forth with these colors until I get the desired look I want. And I just brush that one on. I don't dab it on like I did the yellow. I'm kind of going in between the lines. And then once I get that, that's what I have so far. But that's not enough, so I'm going to take my wax from Folk Art, and we are going to put that on there as well. And I think I go back between this, and I think I end up adding more yellow and a little bit more orange after this part. And there goes my Holly again, sorry. I guess she's going to be in my video today. But yeah, I just kind of go back and forth until I get the desired look I like. And then it's up to you what you want. Yeah, see here, I go back with the yellow a little bit, and then I'll put a little bit more orange, and you know, kind of go back and forth with, and then I eventually get it to the way I like it. I kind of wanted it more dimensional with the colors. But that's what it ends up looking like, and I like the way it looked out. I think the way it cute turned out. Okay, here's the bumblebee. You get this from Dollar Tree. And I started out painting it one way, and then I completely changed my mind and painted it another way. So, I do at first paint it all white. And then I take my black, and I cover the entire middle part black, except for those raised parts and the wings. But I end up changing that part. That's the part that ends up changing, is the middle part. I didn't like it all black. So, I did change it up a little bit. Once I get that middle painted, and I don't think I show it all of me painting the whole thing, just outlining it so you guys can see how I outline the middle of the bee, because there's really no markings for that. But that's what it looks like. And again, I don't keep that. I end up changing that because I didn't like the way it looked after a while. But then I'm going to take my yellow, and I'm going to paint the raised parts of that middle of the bumblebee. And then I'm going to take my That's what we have so far, I guess. I want to show you that. And then I'm going to take my metallic, and I'm going to paint the raised parts of the wings on the bumblebee. And I do that on all the raised part of the wings. See the top and the bottom of that. And then I will take my antique white and paint the flat part of the wings. And this is what we have so far. But then again, like I said, I end up changing it out. Oh, I forgot. I took some white from Apple Barrel and kind of just dry brushed it on the wings to help bring them out a little bit, give them a little dimension. Okay, here's our board. We're going to bring our board back while our bumblebee dries. And I'm going to take my roller and I'm going to put lines all across the board like shiplap. And I do this all the way down. And I don't measure how many inches in between the lines. I just eyeball it. Hear me just finishing up the lines. Once I get those finished, I try to use my fingers to blend it in, but it wasn't blending in enough that I liked. So then I just ended up taking my sand block and just kind of sanding it down a little bit. Help blend those pencil lines in a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to take these popsicle sticks and I'm going to do a really rough cut on them. I want them jagged. And a matter of fact, I just kind of cut and then I start breaking them apart. And I do that for both of them. And I'm just kind of measuring it because I kind of want them to be the same length or similar or close to it. But that's what it looks like. It looks all jagged. And then I'm going to take them and I'm going to piece them together. Which I don't think I should. I think I actually end up setting this aside for a minute and then doing something else. I don't know. I was jumping around this project a lot. But I ended up just using hot glue and gluing those together just like that. But in this frame, you can see that they're not hot glued together. So I don't know what I was doing. But I was looking at the bumblebee and I didn't like it. So I put white stripes and I put yellow stripes. And I used my paint markers to do that with. And I like the way it turned out much better. See, I'm just showing you I just used those. I'm going to take my black paint marker and kind of go around the wings, kind of doing those lines and then 2 dots to help bring out the wings a little bit better. And then I think I do take the black. Okay, I do go through and I go down the yellow just like that, line, dot, dot, and to help bring out those as well. And I do that all the way down. And I don't remember doing that, but okay, I guess I did that too. I did it on the black as well. I just took the white paint pen and did that. And now our bumblebee is finished. Now I'm satisfied with it. And here's our sign. See, I skipped around a lot, so some of the footage got lost, but I did just glue those together. And I took my paint marker and wrote the word welcome on it and did little squiggly lines on it. But I wanted to rustic it up a little bit, so I sanded it. And then I took some white and dry brushed it on there. I was trying to use some of the paint I already had on there. I was trying not to have to open the bottle, but I ended up having to open the bottle because the paint dried for me. So, and yes, the words start disappearing, but I just go back over it with the paint marker or Sharpie. I can't remember if I use a paint marker or Sharpie on that. Okay, it was the paint marker I used. And I just write the word welcome. And then I redo the little squiggly lines around the sign to help bring back the words a little better. There we go. There's our sign. And then I found this heart. Is one of the ones you can get from Dollar Tree and in the Valentine's Day, around Valentine's Day. I just took my paint marker and the pink and colored that heart in with that. And then I'm going to take what little bit I have on a sponge that has the wax on it, and I'm going to cover that in wax to help darken it up just a little bit. And rustic up the heart as well, so it matches the rest of the decor on this project. And sand it down. And then there's our beautiful heart. Okay, now I'm going to start outlining our little honeybee, our honey hive. And I'm just doing lines around the edging and putting the lines in the middle and just going around and detailing it so it stands out a little better. And I think I go in with the white as well. Yeah. I take the white paint pen and just kind of also outline it a little bit too to help bring it out a little bit. Bring out some of that detail. And then I add a few dots, but the dots you really don't see too much, so you don't really need to do that part. It really didn't do much. See, I'm even trying to emphasize the dots a little bit, and yeah, it really wasn't worth that part. But then I'm going to take my heart, and we're going to hot glue the heart in the middle. Oh, I forgot I put stitching around the heart too, to help bring out the heart a little bit better too. But we're just going to stick that in the middle, and that's going to be the hole to our little honeybee hive. Isn't that pretty? It's so cute. Okay, now we're going to start assembling. I took a popsicle stick and I just used my brown wax on it. And you really don't need to cut the tip of the other end off. I don't know why I even did that, but right now I'm just trying to assemble it, deciding where I want everything, piecing it all together. And I don't want that pushed all the way down because we're going to end up covering the bottom of that stick a little bit. But once I get everything positioned, I use my hot glue and wood glue to secure everything down on the sign so we can have that permanent hold and that immediate hold. And I guess I'm going to show you guys me tacking all this down. And I do the same with the wood stick with the hot glue and the wood glue. I think the only thing I use hot glue on only is the beehive because it's cardboard. The hot glue works just fine. You don't need the wood glue for that. Yeah, I just used the hot glue for that. And then we're going to tack our sign down. And I kind of offset it a little bit. Kind of make it crooked. And once we get all that down and secured, this is what we have so far. So far, so good. And then they're going to take some of that brown moss, and I'm going to stick it at the bottom of our little beehive, at the end of the post of the beehive, and to cover all that up. That's why I said you really didn't need to cut. You didn't need to cut the rounded end off. Holly, shut up. And then I'm going to take those sunflowers, and I'm just going to hot glue 2 of those down at the bottom of the hive near the moss. And then we're going to make a bow. And like I said, I'm not very good with bow making, but all I do is glue the ends and glue them together, and then I just pinch them in the middle and connect them together with some jute. And that's the same ribbon I used in the first craft. So we're just going to scrunch it together, and we're going to put all those pieces together, and then I'm going to tie it off with some jute. And I guess I'm going to show you me doing all that too. And I just double knot it. Try to make it as tight as possible. And then I'm going to have to floof my bow out a little bit. But that's what we get. It's so pretty. And I couldn't decide whether I want to stick it in the corner of that or in the middle. And I kind of go back and forth. But I ended up doing it in the middle. Just hot gluing it down. I thought that looked best. We're almost done, I promise. I'm going to floof my bow up again. And then I strung these beads on. A couple of them I got from Dollar Tree, some I got from Amazon. I couldn't even tell you. But I just go ahead and put the jute through the holes that were originally there, and I double knot it. And this is what we have so far. And I think that's it for this project. I do put a bumblebee in the middle of that, and you'll see that in the final reveal here. But there's our little pinwheel bumblebee wreath, whatever you want to call it. And there's our little boy and girl bumblebee. And then we got the cute, adorable sign. As you can see, there's a little bumblebee in the middle of the bow. I think I got that from Hobby Lobby. But please comment below. Let me know what you think. I love reading your comments. I don't always get to them right away, but I do read all of them. Thanks again for stopping by. Please remember to share, like, subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow. I hope you like everything you see today. Thanks.